Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for August the 28th through September the 2nd. First of all, I want to thank everyone who subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thank you for commenting, liking, and sharing. So without further ado, I'm Mary Trimble with Live in the Solution, and let's get to our reading. So on Monday, your first card, Scorpio, is Faith. Now, in this card, if you look, 4 religions are depicted, and it's really saying it doesn't matter. And it's not even important if you are religious, but whatever you call your God or your deity or your belief system, whatever you call it, it doesn't matter what you call it, but this is saying be in faith. Go forward in faith. It's like spiritually connecting with your higher self even. This is really about praying and meditating. I always say praying is talking to source energy and meditating is hearing it. We're all surrounded by, well, look, I'm not going to tell you my belief system. You get in touch with yours. That's what it's saying on Monday. It's a very spiritual, it's asking you. This card is saying it's going to be really good for you to connect spiritually. And also, we have this full moon in Pisces on the 6th, and we're moving into that. So our intuition and spirituality is definitely in the forefront and focused right now. And then on Tuesday, we have the King of Cups. Now, it's funny because, the cups is an emotional, it's water based, so it's kind of the emotional realm. But this king, he kind of keeps his emotions under control because he feels that he has to remain stoic for his people and not emotional. But inside, he's deeply emotional. He has a really deep fatherly connection with his people, and he'll do anything for them. So this is a lovely paternal energy. And what the king, in some ways, he can also be filled with secrets. That can be his shadow side. So in some ways, he kind of rules over the shadow and the darkness. So he can actually help when he shows up. He can actually be a sign for it's time to let go of those dark places inside of yourself, those secrets. It's time to face them and let them go. And when the king comes in, this means that you've got help doing that. He will help you face them with courage and dignity and let them go. Don't let them fester and grow in the dark. Bring them out of the dark into the light and let them shrivel in the light. So that's what the energy is on Tuesday. Now on Wednesday we have the Hanging Man, and it's very Cirque du Soleil, isn't it? It's beautiful. He is, I'm looking at what number, 12 is, 12 reduces down to 3. 1 and 2 is 3, so it's creative. This is like sometimes, right, things just become, it could be for some of you, by the way, this is a general reading, so if you want a personal reading, the information will be below. So for some of you, it may be that things have seemed like they're at a standstill right now. And when this card comes up, it's like, look, you're hanging about, you've got nothing to do. Why not take a look at the situation from a different perspective, a creative look? He's hanging upside down and he's looking at things kind of off kilter, right? From a different perspective. And he's not stressed. He's just looking at something, observing it from a different perspective. And sometimes this is asking you to pause a little, come around the other side and take a look at what's going on from a different angle, because you might see something new, and this is almost like a creative look at something. because sometimes we're stuck in our belief systems and our patterns and what we think, and we're stuck in. I remember, what comes to mind is that a surgeon had written this book, and he was talking about how he would get stuck in a diagnosis and not come out of it, to the detriment of his patients. So when he became ill, it was almost like an awakening for him, because then he saw things from a different perspective, and he wrote this book and giving people, general patients, the way to research and how to talk to their doctors, and if you've got a doctor stuck in a diagnosis, go and get a second opinion. So this is your second opinion. That's what it's about. So that's on Wednesday, and on Thursday we have the Queen of Swords, and she is intelligent and charismatic, and she's so beautiful, but when men get close to her, they freak out, they become very intimidated, because she has a very sharp tongue. She also has a very sharp wit. She's very funny, but she has a sharp tongue, and sometimes when this comes up, it's saying, because she can be brutally honest, and that's great to be honest, but sometimes when this card comes up, it's asking us to soften the way we communicate. And don't forget that Mercury is the planet of communication, and it is going direct on the 6th. So it's kind of got, things are amplified right now. So we have to be very careful about how we communicate with people. Communicate with kindness and compassion. So that's what this is reminding us on Friday. No, it's Thursday. On Friday with the Empress, I love her. She's, she's creative. She's got all this magic surrounding her. It's like abundance. This is like, this is a really good, I always think of this as a manifesting card, right? This is a beautiful manifesting card. This is giving birth to wonderful ideas. And listen, we have this beautiful fire trine that's happening right now, and it's all about innovation and creativity, and giving birth to ideas. And this is what this is about. It's like giving birth to ideas, and it's just, full of magic, and things are happening, and it's just, this is a wonderful time to get involved in something creative, and it's just abundant, right? And she's pregnant, and I always say that she's like Mother Earth. She's connected to the earth. So this is also about celebrating the planet and being kind to it, composting, recycling, any little bit, reducing your carbon footprint, whatever you can do personally. Every little bit really helps. If you think, people say, well, it won't make any difference if I compost. Yes, it does, because one person adds up, one at a time. It does make a huge difference. And so that's Friday. And then, no, that's, oh gosh, I just realized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 cards out for you. Well, that's funny, because the 2 cards came out together. Well, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm jumping ahead. So this is Saturday, and we have the 5 of Wands. It's very fiery, passionate kind of energy, and this can be like conflict, little. So what this is saying, sometimes this is like people at work or people around you, where you might be working on a Saturday, but people around you, it can be like a competitive kind of energy. And when this card comes up, it's like, don't engage in it. You don't have to be right. It's like if somebody goes, that's black and it's blue, right? And they're saying that's black, and you're like, no, it's not, it's blue. Just in your head, you can say, no, it's not, it's blue. And then physically you can go, uh-huh. I have a friend that always goes, uh-huh, and that means he's not listening and he's not agreeing with what I'm saying. So really annoys me when I go, uh-huh. So you can do that. This is, and also don't get involved in other people's drama, because this is like a lot of conflictual energy. So if you're aware of that on Saturday, you can avoid it, and you can say, oh, okay, yeah, let me not go there. Let let me move away and just, you know, back off. So that's Saturday. So Sunday, these two cards fell out together, but I don't know what, I put them separate as separate days, but these actually came out together. So this is interesting because we have the Queen of Cups, right? And the Page of Swords. Now the Queen of Cups is this wonderful maternal, emotional mother card. She is just, she can actually, sometimes this is saying you're doing too much. You know, you've got to take care of yourself before you take care of everyone else. This is very, you know, it's an emotionally maternal, nurturing energy that's coming in. And then we have the Page of Swords. Now the Page of Swords is a messenger. Now this can be two things. This can have two meanings. For some of you, it can be like, you know, it's time for you to learn as much as you can about what you're doing. This is a time to study. This is a time to get in touch with that. And another meaning can be that somebody could be coming into your life who is who can tell you honestly. This can also say, look, speak your truth, right? Definitely speak out. Speak what you need, say what you need to say. But the Page of Swords, sometimes you can hear, this is also a message. Okay, so I'm getting all over the place here. Let me focus on this card. Let me tune into this card for a second. Okay, so this, because it's come up with this, this is about, it is about speaking up and speaking your truth, right? That's what I'm getting, and I'm getting it when sometimes when the Page of Swords comes up, it can be a message that doesn't feel nice. It's not wrapped up in pretty bows. It's like a brutal honesty, right? It's very much like the Queen of Swords energy, like a sharp tongue. But it's be open to it. Don't be open to the message. Don't shoot the messenger. And this also could be, when you're speaking your truth, this can also mean for some of you that soften your language, right? Soften, be kind. Remember, this total solar eclipse in Leo is about letting go of the shadow side of Leo. You know, the arrogance, the overlording over people, the self-centeredness, the self-importance, all that. And it's like coming heart-centered in love and compassion and kindness. So this is asking us, this is a message to be kinder. And this is the beautiful, maternal. So maybe you need to be more maternal in your approach to your communication. And don't forget that Mercury is going direct on the 6th, so all communication is being, is amplified at this time. So this is about being in your life purpose, on that journey towards your life purpose. Speak your truth. Learn what you can about what you need to learn to move forward. This is about being in, look, this queen, she'll do anything for people. It's about being in service. This is about being in service to humanity. So whatever it is, a humanitarian, whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that it's for the higher good of everyone. And I have a feeling that, this can also, that when I look at all these cards together, the story that I'm getting is that go in faith. This is a journey that you're about to embark on, and I think it's a life purpose journey. And you need to go forward with love. You need to be in faith. Avoid the conflict. This can be an internal conflict for you also. You're coming up with these brilliant ideas, these innovative ideas, creative ideas That's what you need to focus on, because you are looking at things from a different perspective now. So you're seeing clearly. And what's happening right now with this new moon, full moon going into Pisces, is that we are going to be more connected spiritually, and it's really moving into that way. And I think this is definitely the time for you to embark on your life purpose, Scorpio. You're going to definitely move, maybe not so much in a really drastic different direction, but definitely you're moving forward with some, even if it's side projects, there's something that you are going to create and you've come up with, and it's going to be glorious. And you just have to make sure that when you embark on this, you have to take care of yourself and learn everything you can about it. And let's see where that leads. If you are in total faith and you're connected to your belief system and you're going forward, when you let go of your old paradigms, your old belief systems, and you move forward and you see things from a different perspective, you're going to speak your truth, and you're going to move forward with really, I think, a really truly positive experience. You're going to be in joy and love and happiness, and that's what this is asking you. Don't, avoid the conflict. Be in creation. Look at that. When you're creative, you are in source energy, because it's source energy that's creative. Anyway, listen, Scorpio, I'm so happy for you, but this is definitely a change and a really interesting energy moving forward. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.